That hurt.
Hello everybody, welcome. We're here live in St. Paul at a performance called In the River, and this is commemorating the toppling of the Columbus statue. Mike Forcia is in the middle, and he is a headliner along with Karthik Pandian. Check out unicornride.ninja for more information on this play. It's going to get started shortly, or this performance is a public performance. It should go about an hour and a half to 2 hours, and there's a procession in the middle of it in 3 acts. Thank you all for tuning in. Enjoy. Hello everybody, welcome. This is Nico from Unicorn Ride. Thanks Alex for running the back end. We're here live in St. Paul where a performance called In the River is about to commence. It is a 3-part performance that is commemorating the toppling of the Columbus statue here in St. Paul, where that sort of eagle in the ball is. That's where the statue was. Folks are getting ready and the performance will be underway shortly. It'll be a 3-act performance where people will also be going down to Lowertown St. Paul from here at the Capitol. Again, this is commemorating the toppling of the Columbus statue in 2020 during the height of sort of the time when people were taking down racist monuments, the height of the George Floyd uprising. If you want to know more information about the Columbus statue and also Mike Forcia, the charges that he was given and the sentence that he was given, check out unicornride.ninja and also check out In the River post that we have on our website.
Chairs right up here.
Regina in the blue will be providing ASL. So for everybody wanting to catch ASL, we will try to keep her in the screen.
Ever since I was a little kid, I saw the world like this. Kind of disconnected. Kind of apart from the world. Apart from reality almost. And I always felt that other people didn't feel the same way. I always felt different. And we're always moving. I grew up on the reservation and off the reservation. On and off, on and off, on and off. And when we lived off of the reservation, it was usually right around here. The first time we moved here was through the relocation program for the BIA. They put us up on the Mount Airy project. It's about a mile from here. We were living there when I saw them put the first man on the moon. I remember sitting in my living room watching it on TV. You know, they say we came from stardust. And then we moved back to Bad River, and then back to the cities again, this time on charge. We're always moving. Always moving. Never with a sense of home. And I remember climbing up on that statue that used to stand here, not knowing who he was.
Who was he?
Just climbing up and jumping off and playing around with my brother Paul. Probably because it was the most accessible, you know, the one closest to the ground. You could say we're running around like a bunch of wild Indians. It was only a few years later when I came to the capital on a field trip, and that's when I learned.
1490. 1400
And that's when I found out who that POS really was. And we'd run all over around here, especially down there by the fountain. Well, it's not there anymore, but some of you remember, it was...
Was it a cannon?
Boom! Boom!
Take it down.
Take it down.
Was it Ariel Sharon?
Oh, fuck him!
Free Palestine!
Actually, there was a naked lady coming out of a flower in the middle of a great big pool.
It wasn't a
It
pool.
wasn't a pool.
Not a pool, man.
A pool in front of a castle.
It wasn't
Not
a
a
castle.
castle. Maybe White Castle.
Well, it wasn't a pool, actually. It was more like a piggy bank. A piggy bank with a naked lady coming out of a flower.
Actually, it was more like a lotus flower. Oh, that's it.
And we jump in there, splash each other, just playing around, not a care in the world. Well, except for the cops. We always had to watch out for the cops because they're always after us. And in my memory, out of the corner of my eye, I can see this white family standing there watching us. Probably wondering what the hell we were doing, but we didn't care. I could see this kid about my age standing there with his mom staring at me, holding his mom's hand, a lollipop in the other hand or whatever, and just staring. I wonder what he was thinking, watching us in that fountain, taking his money that he probably just threw in, making a wish.
Take that money.
I don't think that was his wish though, to have us in there taking his money.
Take that money.
Anyway,
All we cared about was getting enough money to go to the White Castle, right over there on Rice Street, and get a hamburger, and if we're lucky, a chocolate shake to go with it. You could always find nickels, dimes, pennies, but finding a quarter, that was like winning the lottery.
lottery's a tax on poor people.
Yeah, did you know the lottery funds our public schools?
Our teachers deserve better than that.
Education is a right. That is why we have to fight. Education is a right. That is why we have to fight.
And when there wasn't any money in the fountain, when it cleaned it out or whatever,
Where that money go?
my brother and I would get our shoe shine boxes and we'd hit up the bars around Rice Street, Roberts, West 7th, and we'll shine shoes down there. We liked this bar called Heine's. We called it the Peanut Bar. When we'd go in there, this guy would give us a big bucket of peanuts and a soda, and he'd let us shine shoes. And from there, we would go over to Wabasha, and my brother would try to sneak us into this topless bar. I don't know if it was my age. I was like 9, 10 years old. Oh, that bar's really tall. And there they were. Naked ladies dancing on top of the bar. We'd get in there, like halfway maybe, and then the owner would get a whiff of us and,
Hey, Hey, you kids!
Get out of here!
Get out of here, you kids!
You crazy
Red
kid.
socks.
Get
Get
out of
out
here.
of here!
Get out. Do anything.
That was in 1973. The same year that AIM was occupying Wounded Knee. And I was going to school at the Little Red Schoolhouse, which was started by AIM. And I'm sure they were talking about the occupation and everything that went with it. But for me, being a little kid, it was more like, you know. We were more worried about keeping other kids from creeping up on our shoeshine territory. My brother and I found out that you can make a lot more money if you look like you're really hard up. I had just learned the American Sign Language alphabet, just like she's doing over there. And I pretend to be deaf. And my brother, he'd bandage up one of his feet, making it look all sorry. And we went out like that, shine shoes. We made a lot more money that way. But one day, as we're going from bar to bar, all the customers kept saying, "Sorry, just had my shoe shine. Kid just left." We finally caught up with him.
Who was it?
What's it?
Who was it?
Dino Nitty. My brother and his friend wanted to teach him a lesson. So they took his money, they took his polish, his brush. I told them not to do it. I pleaded with them to leave him alone, just don't bother him. They did anyway. They really roughed him up pretty good. And then we went down to the Dairy Queen, right over on West 7th. I got an ice cream cone, my brother got an ice cream cone, and his friend got a shake or a blizzard or something. And then we went around the corner to the next bar. And there he was. Dino Nitty. With about 10, 12 Mexican kids. They circled us. And they're ready to haul off. And then Dino pointed at my brother and his friend.
It was him.
They did it.
They did it.
They did it.
They
It's
did it.
him.
Them.
And then he pointed at me.
No, he didn't.
good.
He didn't do anything.
No, he's good. Can't do it.
So they let me go. So I went over by the Dairy Queen and I watched them push that ice cream cone into my brother's face and dump that shake onto his friend's head. And then they were searching them for Dino's money, but they couldn't find his. I said,
It's in his boots. It's in his boots.
Take his boots.
Down there.
It's in there.
so they took that boot, they took that money out, they threw that one boot on top of Dairy Queen. I walked home, licking my ice cream cone. My brother, bootless.
Yeah, but he did have the other boot at home, so.
About a year later, we moved back to the city. And guess who we lived across the street from?
Dino Nitty.
Before long, we became the best of friends. My dad even started dating his mom. That was the best year for me in school. I was part of the police patrol, I was doing the American Sign Language, and I was the audio visual monitor. I would get all the films ready for the teachers. I would come into their classrooms, project the films, and I would get called in when one of those films would break, and I'd have to fix it. You know? Sometimes I'd look down into those broken frames.
And I would see things like the future. Like the future for us. Like when I saw they gave back the Indian Mounds Park.
They gave it back.
They took their swing sets, their teeter-totters, their picnic tables, their sandboxes, And they gave that sacred Dakota burial mound back to the descendants of the people buried in those mounds.
And back.
I saw when they gave back East Phillips Park
Give it back.
so we could develop a tiny home village treatment center, but I'd rather call it a place for healing, because we are always, forever sending our people away to get fixed. Always sending them away to get fixed. But it's time that we bring them home to heal. And I saw our children laughing and playing and drumming and singing and dancing. No longer having to protest and march and demonstrate. We could just live. But sometimes when I looked into those broken frames, I would see horrible things. Like the week before we met here in the summer of 2020, I saw an awful vision, a dark vision. The only light visible was coming from like a trap door in the floor. And I wondered what was holding that trap door open. And so I walked up to it, and I looked, and my blood ran cold. Because what I saw holding that trap door open was the body of George Floyd.
George Floyd.
Breonna Taylor,
Breonna Taylor.
Phil Quinn,
Phil Quinn.
Paul Castaway, and so many other black and brown bodies just stuffed in that hole. And it was at that point that I felt a presence, an evil presence. It was like the essence of hate. And this was a hate fueled by ignorance. And all it wanted was to make sure that door never opened. And that's when I knew that it was up to me, that it was up to all of us to make sure that door never, ever closed.
Keep that door open.
The door open.
And you know, sometimes when I looked down into those broken frames, I would see nothing. Absolutely nothing but 100% pure white light. Like the light from the Creator. Like the light of truth.
And that's when things got cracked open for me. My friends, they said,
Stop
going back to the
Go
reservation,
back there.
Erica.
Stay here.
Stay
Erica.
here.
It's
Stay
like
here.
a concentration camp.
We
No.
can heal
Don't
you.
go back,
Go back to the
Erica.
reservation.
Erica, stay here. We can
Let us
heal
heal
you.
you.
And the week I saw those terrible.
No, I think this is my line. The week that I saw those terrible images in my dreams, I also saw that they decapitated a statue in Boston. And I saw on Facebook they were talking about taking this one down too.
Yesterday, I come down from the shelter that I was staying at with my children for the drum ceremony that they were having here in the cities. I rode down with my kids from that shelter, Havens for Heroes. You know, it was our first time being in that area with different people of different colors. I could feel everything. They were everywhere. I could feel everybody.
And we were getting ready to go back up to the res, to go up the Bad River to work on my land. We were putting in a driveway, a culvert, so so I could build a home and some tiny homes for me and my family to live in.
We were over by Midway when where it got burnt down, and that drum started playing. When I hear that drum, it's like a calling to protect the area, to protect the people, to protect those songs. Over across the way, there was a group, a Black Lives Matters group. And in between, there was a whole bunch of cops and National Guards or whatever. And I thought to myself, why don't I go over there?
Go over there.
Go over there.
Here we go.
I don't have to stay so close to that drum.
And you know, when I heard that they were going to take him down in the middle of the night, I said, because they put him up in broad daylight, he was coming down in broad daylight.
And I went over there. And I listened to that guy speak for a little while. And I started feeling all these things.
In the cities were on fire. And my clothes, they smelled like burnt city. While I was sitting there trying to figure out what I was going to do with this motherfucker. And then the Creator reminded me that we are that fire. We are the river. We have to keep moving. We have to keep flowing. And we have to keep burning.
I started feeling all these things like that. Like that they killed another black man. Feeling that all these people were coming together, uniting, chanting, and everything. You could feel that. Feel that overcome you. And that's when I went over there. And I lit that sage stick for them. And I said a prayer. But in my mind, I was thinking,
Fuck the police!
you fuckers!
Motherfuckers!
Fuck 12! And then I went back to that Black Lives Matters group. And there was a woman standing there in front of me. And as soon as that guy got done speaking, he said, I'm going to give this microphone up. And I'm going to give it to one of my sisters. And that woman standing there in front of me, she was really beautiful and poetic. And she was saying all these things. And I was like, like about being raped. Things like that. That happened to me. I was saying that all in my head. Man, to
prayed with my tobacco, and I talked to one of my elders, and I told him about the plan that we had been imagining for so long about when the state process was going to finally take this fucker down. We were going to have a huge powwow. We're going to have a huge round dance right here. And we were going to invite the Somalis, the Hmong, the Aztecs, the Palestinians. We were going to invite all of Minnesota. And we were going to tell them, bring your drums, bring your food, bring your art, bring your history. We were going to have a big celebration. And my elder said to me, he said, Mike, that is so Minnesota nice. So that is when I finally realized what I had to do.
And that was it. I remember walking away. And I remember driving back to that shelter. And I was thinking, what would I say? What could I say? I don't know. And maybe this is what I would have said.
Warrior up! Bring your drums! It's time to take that piece of shit down at the Capitol. 5 o'clock.
And I'm like, what?
Are you Mike Forcia?
What?
And I'm like, what? I've been gone too long. Like go somewhere. I was driving my kids around, doing these things. Sometimes I get home late. Sometimes after the 8 o'clock lockdown.
And you know, this isn't how it really happened. At 5 o'clock, the rope landed at my feet. I made a couple of nooses, tried to throw it over, couldn't quite get it. And this skinny little white kid jumped in, grabbed the ropes, threw him over his neck, slapped that smile off his face. He jumped down. And that's when I asked the women to please be on the front of the rope because of the legacy of our missing and murdered women that he started. Then I asked the men to please stand behind the women and give them your strength. And they fanned out into the street in 2 directions.
Let you go!
And I still wasn't sure if he was coming down.
So I said, you're kicking me out? During COVID? With my children? Where am I supposed to go? I'm finally starting with my recovery, doing these things, and finally talked about these things that are happening to me. And you guys are kicking me out? I freaked out! Of course I freaked out! I called my friend, and I said, you need to come over here. You need to help me move. to shut up. Because she doesn't understand me. Because she said I talk too fast for her. Her not even being a veteran. Not even knowing how to handle people like that in those situations. And not even know how to talk to us. You don't talk to people like that. No, you don't tell them to shut up. Especially when you were just being told that you're getting kicked out on the streets with your children. So I said to him, come over here. Come help me. I need to get all my stuff out of here. And that's when he said that to me.
Hey, there's this deal going down there at the Capitol.
And you know, it was like I was looking at him like this at his neck, at the ropes. And even though I was standing over there, it was like I was right there. And it didn't feel like a couple of seconds. It felt like forever. And you know, as he was falling down, it was like that light from the Creator was blasting that trapdoor off its hinges forever for the whole world to see.
And I looked at my daughter. I said, we're going. We're gonna go down there. And I'm gonna go down there and I'm gonna kick that fucking statue. Fuck these guys. Fuck America. I was mad. But no, I wasn't gonna go over there. No, I wasn't gonna shake that little old lady up. No, I was gonna go find a safe place for me and my children.
Where are you gonna go, Erica?
I'm not gonna go back. I'm not gonna go back. So that's what happened. I scrambled. I packed up my girls and I moved. I said, come on. We're going down there. I went down there with anger and aggression towards the system, towards the state, towards the county. I said, you guys want to kill us off, and you guys want to put us in a corner and kick us out like trash. No! This is why I'm here. I'm here to stand up, and I'm here to be with my people. This is why I'm here. This is ceremony.
This is ceremony!
Ever since then, it was like no matter what, you gotta keep getting up, you gotta keep dancing, and if you just keep standing, years in and years out, like that stupid ass statue, fuck no! Fuck no! You fucking dance! You dance! You dance your heart out! That's how you make people wake up! That's how you make people watch! That's how you make people open their eyes! That's how you make people come alive and wake up! You make them wake up by these dances, these songs, and unity, and everything! Yeah, that's what it's all about! Because you know what? I ain't gonna sit down, and I ain't gonna be there laying on the goddamn ground,
The seven fires! 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 The sacred shell! The sacred shell will lead the way to the chosen ground. Native people move. Native people migrate. Sometimes by force. Sometimes by choice. Native people move. Native people migrate. No borders. 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 Look. The seven fires. The seven fires. The seven fires. Look. Vision. Look for turtle-shaped island. Look for turtle-shaped island. You will find such an island. At the beginning. And the end. Of your journey. The end. Is the beginning. The end. Is the beginning. The end is the beginning. There will be 7 stopping places along the way. The 7 fires. The 7 fires. The 7 fires. We're in the sun. We're in the sun. The 7 fires. The 7 fires. Okay, you will know. You have arrived. To the land. Where the food. Where the food grows on water. Where the food grows on water. Where the food grows on water. Wild rice. Minomen. told the people. We are lost! Are we lost? We are lost! We are lost! But a boy will be born! A boy will be born! A boy will be born! To point the way back! To point the way back! To point the way back! To the traditional ways! To the traditional ways! To the past! To the past! To the past! To the past! He will show us the way! 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 To the stepping stones! 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 Of the future! 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 To 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 our future! To our future! To our future! To our future! And the third prophet said, and the third prophet said, and the third prophet said, in the third fire, in the third
that book I think.
Open up your third eye! Open up your third eye! Open up your third eye!
let's find it!
Let's find it!
Let's find it!
Let's find it!
That place
That place!
where the food,
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 where the food grows on water,
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 where the food grows on water.
where the food grows on water.
The fourth fire.
The fourth fire,
The fourth fire.
the fourth fire,
The fourth fire.
the fourth fire,
The fourth fire
the fourth fire
was given to the people.
was given to the people,
Was given to the people. Was given to the people. Was given to the people.
given to the people
By two prophets.
by two prophets,
By two prophets.
by two prophets,
By two prophets.
by two prophets,
By two prophets.
by two prophets.
They came as one.
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 They told of the coming.
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 Of the light-skinned race.
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 If the light-skinned race.
If the light-skinned race.
If the light-skinned race
If the light-skinned race
If the light-skinned race
If the light-skinned race
carries no weapons,
carries no weapons,
if the light-skinned race
if the light-skinned race
comes with a handshake,
comes with a handshake,
shake somebody's hand. Shake those hands. If the light-skinned race comes with a handshake, if the light-skinned race is wearing the face of brotherhood and sisterhood, of brotherhood and sisterhood, then rejoice! Rejoice!
rejoice,
Rejoice!
rejoice,
Rejoice!
rejoice,
Then rejoice! And rejoice! 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 Because two nations will become one nation! Two nations! Two nations! Will become one nation! One nation! But beware! But beware! But beware! But beware!
The light-skinned race is wearing the face of death. Beware! Beware!
Beware!
Beware!
Because the face of brotherhood
Because the face of brotherhood
and the face of death,
and the face of death,
they can look the same.
they can look the same.
The face of brotherhood,
The face of brotherhood,
they can look the same.
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 If they come,
If they come,
if they come,
if they come,
come.
if they come,
If they come,
if they come,
if they come,
if they come.
carry your weapon. Beware! Beware! Beware!
It can fool you. They're your brothers. If they are your sisters. Let them prove it. If they are your brothers. If they are your sisters. Let them prove it. Let them prove it.
Let them prove it! Beware!
We are the new people! We are the fire!
We are the new people!
We are the
We are the people of the seven fires. We are the people of the seven fires. Fire! Fire! Fire in the water! Fire in the water! Fire! Fire burn Babylon! Fire burn Babylon! Fire! 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 Woo! Fire! Fire!
No, no.
Fire! Fire in the water! The river! They run with poison!
The river will run with poison. The fish shall become unfit to eat. We don't want that fish.
The fish!
Because water is life.
Water
Water is life.
Water is life!
Water is life.
Is water!
Water is
Water
life.
is life!
Water
Water!
is life.
Water is!
Water is life.
Water is life!
Water is life.
Water is life!
Water is life.
Water is life! Water is life! Water is life! Water is light! Water is life!
Water is life.
Water is life! Water! Is it water? Water! Water! Have a vision with water! Have a vision with water! Whoa! Water is life! Water is life! Water is life! Let's go where the food goes!
So the fifth prophet. 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 Said to the people.
Said to the people.
The fifth prophet.
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 Said to the people.
Said to the people.
The fifth fire.
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 Will be a time of great struggle.
It's time for great struggle.
Great struggle.
Great struggle.
Great struggle.
Great struggle.
Struggle.
We are right next to Unicorn Riot. Takedown.
There will come one. There will come one. There will come one. There will come one. One who promises. One who promises. Great joy. Great joy. And salvation. And salvation. Great joy. Great joy. And salvation. And salvation. Great joy. Great joy. And salvation. And salvation. Great joy. Great joy. Salvation. Great joy. Great joy.
Come on now! Great joy! Great joy! Great joy! Great joy! Great joy! We got great joy! 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 I don't see you! Great joy! 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 Great joy!
Again, thank you all for joining. This is Nico from Unicorn Riot. Thank you, Alex, for running the back end. We're here live in St. Paul. This is a performance called In the River, and it's commemorating the takedown of the Columbus statue in 2020 from the state Capitol building. Right now they're moving into downtown, headed to Lowertown.
Don't cross the street. Give it Andrew's number. They will come. They will come. One who promises.
One who promises.
Great joy.
Great joy.
And salvation.
Great joy and
To
salvation.
all the people. To
For all the people.
If the people accept this promise, and abandon the old ways, they will struggle. They will struggle. For many generations. The promise is a false promise. The promise is a false promise. If you accept it, if you believe it, it will destroy you. Destroy the people. You accept it. If you believe it, it will destroy you. It will destroy the people. Those who believe it. Take their children. Away from the elders. Away from the teaching. The elders will lose. Their reason for life. A new sickness. Comes to the people. The cup of life. 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 The cup of life will become the cup of grief. The cup of life. The cup of life. The cup of life. The cup of life.
Sorry, excuse me.
They took our children away. They took our children away. They put them in boarding schools. To kill the Indians. And save the man. Like a cage wall. Like a cage wall. They took our children away. You put a wolf in a cage. He becomes psychotic. He wants to be free. She wants to be free. He 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 wants to be free in this world. She wants to be free in this world. But we live in a zoo. We live in a zoo. We breathe in a zoo. We have our cups
zoo.
We have our pups in a zoo.
They are born 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 in a zoo.
Take a wolf,
If you take a wolf,
raised in a cage,
raised in a cage,
and you set it free in the wild,
and you set it free in the wild,
what will happen?
what will happen?
What will happen?
What will happen?
Free the wolf!
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 Free the wolf! Let's keep moving!
Free the wolf!
Free the wolf!
Free the wolf! Free the wolf! When we took that statue down, we did it for those children. When we took the statue down, we did it for missing and murdered women. When we took that statue down, we did it for incarcerated relatives. When we took that statue down, we did it for our ancestors. When we took that statue down, we did it for the land, for the water, for the monomen, for our four-legged relatives, for our winged relatives, for our future, for our history. We did it! 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 The takedown was live streamed. The takedown was live streamed through cell phones
The cell phone
and fiber optic cables
and fiber optic cables
to get the message out.
to set the message out,
To get that message out.
to get that message out,
To get the message out.
to get the message out.
We use tobacco. We burn tobacco. The eagle takes that message
Eagle takes that message
up to the creator.
up to the Creator.
The eagle takes that message
Eagle takes that message
up to the creator.
up to the Creator.
And like that fiber optic cable
And like that fiber optic cable
that connects us to the creator,
that connects us to the Creator,
get your money due.
get your money due.
The great mystery.
A great mystery.
Sometimes,
Sometimes,
and in some of you,
and in some of you,
that cable gets kinked.
that cable gets kicked,
That cable gets cut.
that cable gets cut.
We the new people. We the new people.
We the new people,
We the new people.
we the new people,
Must repair our connection.
must repair our connection
Back to the creator.
back to the Creator.
Get that light flowing.
Get that light flowing,
Get that smoke burning.
get that smoke burning.
Because when we send that smoke, the creator hears our prayers.
Here's our prayer.
My brown brothers and sisters. My Hindu brothers and sisters. They burn incense. To send their prayers. And by 2045. And by 2045.
America will be proud. Once again,
America will be proud.
America will will be brown. America will be brown.
America will be brown.
Dot and feather.
Dot and feather.
United together.
United together.
Dot and feather.
Dot and feather.
United together.
United together.
Dot and feather.
Dot and feather.
United together.
United together.
I asked my brother Karthik.
I asked my brother Karthik,
Where are you from?
where are you from?
I asked my brother Karthik.
I asked my brother Karthik,
Where are you really from?
where are you really from?
I asked each and every one of you. Where are you from?
Where are you from?
Where are you really from? Where are you really from? You don't know where you come from. And you don't know where you're going. Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going?
Where are we going?
Where are we going?
Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where the food grows on water. Where the food grows on water. Where the food grows on water. We are the new people. We are the new people. We are the new people.
What's up on the left?
Where the food grows. Where the food grows on water. 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 Where are we going? Where are we going? Where the food. Where the food. Where the food. Where the food grows on water. 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 On water. Where are we going?
Wild rice on water. Food goes on water. Food goes in the water. Water is the food of life. 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 Where the food goes on. Where the food goes. Where the food goes. Where the food goes on water, where the food goes on water, where the food goes on water, food goes on water, food goes, where the food goes, where the food goes on water, the food goes on water.
Hi, I need to say something. In case you ever hear this, just know that you're really loved, and this was like never supposed to happen. I didn't birth you, but I love you, and I just want you to really, 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 really know that. But I want to say, I don't know.
Thank you.
Because if you don't know, you don't know where you come from. Then you don't know where you're going.
going?
Where are we going?
Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Where the food grows. Where the food grows.
Water is life.
Where are we going?
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 Where the people are water.
Where the food?
Where the people are water.
Where the food?
Where the people are 70%
Where
water.
the food?
80%
Where
water.
the water?
Water. Water is good for your daughter. It's good for you. It's good for the mother. It's good for everything. Water. Water. Where we live on water.
Live on water.
Live on water. Water we die.
Water we die.
Water we die.
Water we die.
We gotta get rid of pipeline green.
We gotta get rid of pipeline green.
Or else you and me
Or else you and me
are bound to perish, you see.
are bound to perish, you see.
You know there's going to be a spill.
You know there's going to be a spill.
Talking about Cargill.
We're talking about Cargill.
It's a sick will.
It's a sick wheel
That they put pipeline green
that they put in pipeline trees
next to the Mississippi.
next to the Mississippi.
That's a BD. That's a sin, you see.
That's a serious sin.
It's probably the only real sin.
Probably the only real sin.
Pipeline green.
Pipeline trees
Bound to the rough, you see.
bound to rough.
It's a D-Body.
That's our D-Body.
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 We did it!
We did it.
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 When we took that statue down!
When we took that statue down.
When we took that statue down! When we took that statue down! We
Take
did
it
it!
down.
We did it.
For the children!
For the children.
When we
Take it
took that
down.
statue down!
Take it down.
Statue down.
We did it!
Take it down.
For our missing and murdered women!
Take
For
it
missing and
down.
murdered women.
When we took that statue down!
Take it down.
Statue down.
We did it!
We did it.
For our incarcerated relatives!
We
For our
did it.
incarcerated relatives.
When we took that statue down!
When we took that statue down.
We did it!
We did it.
For our ancestors! When we took that statue down!
We did it. We did it. We did it. The land. The water. For our four-legged relatives. For our winged relatives. For our did it! We did it!
We did it!
We the new people!
We the new people!
We
We the new people!
We the new people!
We the new
the
people!
new people!
We the new
We the
people!
new people!
We the new people!
We the new people!
We the new people!
Let's repair our
We're the red
connection!
light.
Let's repair our connection!
Let's repair our connection!
Let's repair our connection.
Back to the Creator!
Back to the Creator!
Get that light flowing!
Get that light flowing!
Get that smoke flowing!
Get that smoke flowing!
When we send that smoke!
When we send that
The
smoke,
Creator hears our prayers!
the Creator hears our prayers!
My brown brothers and sisters!
My brown brothers and sisters!
My Hindu brothers and sisters!
My Hindu brothers and sisters!
Burn incense!
We burn
To
incense
send their prayers!
to send their
To the
prayers
Creator!
to the Creator!
And by 2045!
By 2045!
And by 2045!
And by 2045!
And by 2045!
We will still together!
America will be brown!
America will be brown!
America will be brown!
America will be brown!
Once again! America will be brown!
America will be brown!
Dot and feather! United together!
Dot and feather united together! Dot and feather united together! Dot and feather united together! Dot and feather united together! Dot and feather united together! Dot and feather united together! Dot and feather united together! Dot and feather united together! Dot and feather united together! Dot and feather united together!
One! United! One! One heart! One! And one heart! One heart! One heart! One heart! One heart!
United together! Dot and feather united together!
We did
Dot
it! We
and
did
feather
it! We did
united
it! We did
together!
it! We did
Dot
it! We
and
did
feather
it! We
united
did it!
together! Dot and feather united 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 together!
United! We stand!
The seventh prophet!
The seventh prophet!
The seventh fire!
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 The seventh
Seventh
fire!
fire!
The seventh prophet!
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 The seventh fires!
Seven fires!
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 The seventh prophet is a different prophet. He was young.
He was young!
He was young.
He was young!
He was young.
He was young! He was young!
He had a strange light in his eyes.
He had a strange light in his eyes!
He had a strange light in his eyes.
He had a strange light in his eyes!
He said.
He said!
He said.
He said!
He said.
He said!
In the seventh fire,
In the seventh fire!
a new people will emerge.
A new people will emerge!
A new people will emerge.
New people will emerge!
A new people will emerge.
New people will emerge!
Steps will be retraced.
Steps will be betrayed!
Old flames will be kindled.
All flames will be kindled!
The sacred fire
All flames!
will be lit again.
All flames!
And the light-skinned race
All flames!
will have a choice
All flames!
between two roads.
Between two roads!
Between two roads.
Between two roads!
Between two roads.
Between two roads!
Between two roads.
Two roads!
One road leads to technology.
Technology!
To development.
And development.
To destruction.
Development.
One road.
One road!
Leads to technology.
Leads to technology!
Development.
Development.
To destruction. destruction.
Destruction.
The other road.
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 Leads to spirit.
To spirit.
Spirit.
To spirit.
To spirit.
To spirit.
To the slow path.
The slow path.
The native people.
Native people.
Native people.
Native people.
Have traveled. And are now seeking.
Now seeking.
Again.
Again.
Light-skinned people.
Light-skinned people.
Light-skinned people.
Light-skinned people.
Light-skinned people.
Light-skinned people.
Can you hear me, light-skinned people?
Can you hear me, light-skinned people?
What road will you choose?
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 Light-skinned people. Light-skinned people.
Light-skinned people.
What road will you choose?
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 If you choose the right road,
If you choose the right road,
then the seventh fire
then the seventh fire
will light the eighth fire,
will light the eighth fire,
the final fire
the final fire
of eternal fire,
of eternal fire,
of peace,
peace,
of love, of peace,
peace,
of love, of peace,
peace,
of love, of brotherhood and sisterhood. If you choose the wrong road,
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 then the destruction
then the destruction
you brought here
you brought here
will come back to you
Come back to you.
and bring death, and suffering, all the earth people. In the fourth fire, we spoke of the time
we spoke of the time
when two nations would make one nation. Will we form this nation?
When we form this nation,
Will we form this nation?
when we form this nation,
Will we form this nation?
form this nation,
Will we form this nation?
form this nation,
If we natural people of the earth could wear the face of brotherhood and sisterhood, could we direct people on the right road?
on the right road.
Again, you are watching In the River performance live in St. Paul. If the connection drops, we will have a video of what happens in this third act up later on our website. Continue to check out unicornriot.ninja for more updates on our media. Again, this is In the River performance commemorating the toppling of the Christopher Columbus statue in St. Paul. Third act is about to commence inside the building.
Wear masks inside if anyone needs one. Wear masks inside.
We are the new people. 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 We are the new people.
We are the new people.
Are we? Are we? We?
Supposed to be back for 3 weeks and go back to the youth. And I ended up staying for a year. By March of 2020, my body was landed back in my parents' home in South Dakota. We hadn't had anywhere to live. And that family cared for me and took me in. You know, surreal time. And there was this awesome kid named Uli, and he would invent board games. So we played a lot of board games with no rules. And at the time, my partner and I were struggling with all this uncertainty and chaos and be across ocean distance. So, I don't know, to feel better, I would just go sit at the lake in Powderhorn and just watch the ducks land on the water.
The lake was medicine. And then by May of 2020, I was visiting my parents, and me and my partner broke up, and the world felt like suspended and shattered, and I went back to the thick wooded river to grieve again. And then in this very surreal place, I heard that Minneapolis police killed another black man, and his name was George Floyd. And I got in my car and drove that familiar 4-hour drive back to Minneapolis from Sioux Falls, and the road felt so different, even though I had done it 1,000 times. The road felt like it was in this cloud with excruciating burn, and the road was like a treadmill. And by the time we got to Minneapolis, me and my brother joined the protest that was walking from 38th and Chicago to the precinct, and it was his first protest, and I felt so much grief around me in the city. And when we got to the precinct, the police were throwing tear gas and pointing their guns, and my brother grabbed a tear gas canister and threw it back at them. And I had this vision in a parallel universe where my brother was a Palestinian fighter throwing stones at Israeli tanks. But then I woke up and came back into the moment, and then I don't even know if it was the same day, but suddenly the police station was on fire. In my memory, I remember seeing it burning and feeling this volcanic joy and rage. But then within the next few days, I saw all of Lake Street burning, and I would bike down the road just with tears down my eyes, seeing everything that was burnt to the ground and feeling so much pain along with everyone around me. And by June of 2020, I had to start my job as a scuba diving underwater weed picker. And the job was that I would just put on a scuba suit and go to the bottom of the lakes in Minnesota and pull out the weeds. But they weren't really weeds, they were just plants. And anyways, we would kind of like mow the lawn underwater with our hands. I just carry the weeds to the dock or to the beach and just go back and forth and back and forth. And at night, go back to the protests and try and help out however I could. But those days under the water were so perplexing. I was really in love with the plants and their roots and how I would pull on them and what different plants, different roots felt like, and the fish would stare at me and I could hear my breath so slowly in this dark, quiet world. And sometimes I would try and break dance underwater because I was so weightless, I could do anything. So when we finished our work, I would try and swim away for a bit to break dance under the water. And that time was so healing to to feel weighed down by this pain, but to feel held by the water of Minnesota, Makoche, land where the water reflects the sky. You teach me so much, you heal me, and all of us. Sometimes in the water, on the job, the ground was really mucky, and I would dive down really deep, put my feet in the muck, and get stuck, and I'd try and kick my feet out, and it would just make the dirt fly in the air or the water around me, and everything would go pitch black, and my weight belt would hold me down. So we had to wear weights, and I would try and swim up to the surface, but I would just be stuck, and I'd be weighed down, and it was dark, and I didn't know how far the surface was. But every time I kicked as hard as I could and swam as frantically as I could break the surface eventually. And that summer felt like that over and over again. Sinking, kicking, and breaking the surface. And on a day like that, August of 2020, I opened my Instagram on a break, and I saw my friend all bloody and his house destroyed. There had been an explosion in Beirut. It tore across the city, and I thought everyone I knew was dead. I collapsed. But I went back into the water, and it held me again, and again, and again, and again. And I know that whatever happens, I've learned that Minnesota, the waters can heal us. Those sacred waters.
you know, I think I might have died in 2019.
I don't know if, how much voice I have left, but I just want to say a few words. First, to Sheldon, Erica, and all my Dakota relatives, thank you for having me as a guest here on this land, around these waters, and thank you to this land and these waters. It's a special place, and I've felt held. To my ancestors, and especially I'm thinking of my grandparents, who all survived to see the end of British colonialism. We can do it too! To my parents, healers of body and spirit, to my partner Paige and my son Aru for caring for me and for receiving my care, to Andros and Zachariah for teaching me how to put care in the work, to Azare, my Kanaka Maoli sister, and Anthony, my big brown brother, to Robbie, Chelsea, Danny, Tim, Shalu, Ballinger, Tyler, my third eyes and ears, the video commune crew back in Alston, especially George Liu, who made the incredible digital collages in the booklet that you're holding, and Gerardo, I see you, I feel you somewhere here, brother. To Yasmina and Timmy, whose essay in that booklet is pure fire. To Midway Contemporary Art family for bringing me out. To John and Megan, the trust, the love, and support you've shown me ever since you first brought me out, fresh out of grad school in 2009. It means more to me than you'll ever know. To Kelsey, Candace, I feel it too. It's like, it's pain and joy at the same time. To Kelsey, Candace, Rio, Emmy, Alice, Aaron, all the volunteers for making this happen. Thank you to Creative Capital, Warhol Foundation, and apparently the voters of Minnesota, who perhaps, I don't know, unwittingly supported this endeavor. And maybe just like that little kid, Mike remembers staring back at him from across that wishing well. I don't know if you all know or care for how we're spending your money.
Where did the money go?
It's not going to White Castle, but it is going to the care and support of an entirely black, brown, and native cast of artists. And to those that didn't support us, thank you too. Your antagonism is fuel for our fire. We forgive you for your hesitance, for your hate, for your unwillingness to see or to hear us. We are here, and we will support you as we build the future. To old friends who have shown me the grace and hospitality that I've come to know in this town, Issa Gagarin and Jay Heights. To new friends, Pa, Palita, Sheldon, Aaron Gleason, my present and future has been brightened by you. To Eben Cowler. work for this group every day. We thank you.
Yes.
And to my new family, Cameron Downey and Jonathan Rosemond, thank you for this work that hangs right here. This work that connects us with these materials that you do magic with. Cameron, where's Cameron? Where's Cameron? Cameron? Near the beginning of this process, you asked me what a process guided by the pleasure of its participants could look like. And it's an amazing question, and I feel like it's the one that we've been answering all this time. Troy, where's Troy? AKA Akishita Sanka Wakanska. You're my brother in video. As you see me right now, always there, and you help us see through native eyes what the world needs, which is what the world needs. Thomas Draskovich, right there. Maybe acting comes naturally to deeply good people like you.
Are you Mike Forcia?
Or maybe you're just a very special person, and I think it is that. Sam Eros Mitchell. Nima Pierce. And Leila Awazala. Dancers, storytellers, radiant souls, thank you for the laughter, love, and exquisite craft you brought to this work. How you show up in vulnerability and as your full, incredible selves is opening. It's opening for me. It's opening for us. Thank you. Hokie Claremont. Make some noise! Come on! Thank you for your steadiness, for your humor, for your big heart. You were the pulse of this group. And when you said to me the first time we spoke that I think it was your father told you that all brown people have a drum, I felt our kinship. The incomparable Douglas R. Ewart. You've got at least 5 jokes coming up in your consciousness right now to poke through my seriousness. To inject that joy, that love, that embodied music we call laughter into the room, into the streets,
Yes.
into the world. I'll never forget that day you took me to George Floyd Square. The void that opened up on me, in me on that cold morning. The way you breathed life back into me through that go-blown flute. Thank you for your seriousness, your jokes, your friendship, and your mentorship. Erica, a.k.a. Tanya Juta. Thank you for letting us be a part of your healing journey. It heals us, Erica.
Yes.
We're ready to follow you and to dance into that world that you see. So show us the way.
Woo!
Mike Forcia. Mike, this work is a rehearsal.
Don't even.
It's a rehearsal of a work that you directed on June 10th, 2020. A rehearsal of a work that the creator directed you that night and day. Thank you for sharing everything with me. How we met was magic. The magic that the world is lined with but has been paved over. It busted out that night around the fire. The fire drew me to you. And in a weird way, my arrival was a kind of Colombian rehearsal. The name we dare not say. Except that my ancestors told me how to show up differently. How to receive hospitality. How to be with my relatives. I was in shock when we met. You were the one person in the world that I wanted to meet. And I was brought right to you. I was shocked. You looked at me as you always do, calm, strong, and with love. And you said, well, the Creator brought us together for a reason. And it seems so. So of course, the last words tonight go to you, my friend, my brother, Mike Forcia.
So, the Creator brought us together. And the Creator brought us together. And we are actually recruiting new people of the Seventh Fire. Because we can talk about Columbus, and the one good thing I can say he did was bring us together. One good thing. But you know, we can talk about the past, we can talk about our harms, we can talk about the boarding schools, we can talk about, and we should. When that statue came crashing down, the conversation started. Because had that come down in the middle of the night, that's what the headline would have said. Columbus was vandalized under the cover of darkness, no suspects, and we're going to brush them off and put them back. Those conversations needed to happen. Because you can't have reconciliation without truth. And so that was the part that needed to be done and why it had to be done in broad daylight. And the point I'm trying to make is that the Seven Fires prophecy clearly states that we got two roads to choose from here. And like I said, we can talk about all those hurts and harms that happened to us, but we don't have time. We do not have the time. Because while we're sitting here and we're having so much fun and we're meeting so many people, the earth is burning and we're hurting our mother. We won't kill her. We will not kill her. We will be destroyed before that happens. And so, in order for us to come together, and that's why when we first planned that statue removal, and I talked to Tim and Peggy, And I said, well, we can fix the foundation of this state by bringing those people in, the Somali, the Hmong, the Aztecs, the Palestinian, the German. We could bring everybody in and make a new friend and learn some history, you know, buy some of their food. That was the plan. But then George lost his life and it changed everything. And so since that time, I feel we are in a paradigm shift. And we can no longer wait, and we can no longer wait for them to make the first move or to give us the okay. We have to do things differently. We have to. And so that's what I'm asking you. Learn the 7 fires prophecy. Learn the hope and prophecy. Learn those things. Because when the Pilgrims, the pioneers, and the settlers first showed up on these shores, to us, those people were extreme white Christian terrorists. And they took their holiest of holy books and they shoved it down the throats of those little bitty Indian babies. At the border, when they were separated from their parents. Because when they took the land and they gave us a reservation, and they said, but we're taking the kids too. Because there's no way we could have them grow up like you. There's just no way. So from that point on, that's when we were raised in the zoo. We could not be raised like wolves, like we should have been. We had to be with our parents and our aunties and uncles every single day so we could learn like the wolf, learn how to fish, learn how to hunt, learn how to take care of each other. We didn't have that opportunity. We were told, my mom, she was told, you have to be a good little Christian. And so before she died, that's what she said. She said, Mike, all I know is Jesus. She said, that's all I know. And I was born into the Catholic Church. I was named after the Archangel Michael and St. Anthony. And so I've read that book, and I've learned about the man. And he was caring, he was loving, he was like a Medea. You know, he was a healer. But I don't believe he was a god. He didn't save any of those kids in the boarding schools. He didn't save those slaves coming over in the ships. But he was a good man. And so if you follow him and if you love him, remember his friends were the prostitutes. His friends were the drunks. His friends were the beggars and the thieves. And he helped the homeless, and he helped the widow, and he helped the sick. So if you feel that way and you love Jesus, we need your help. We need you. Now when they came over, our 7 fires prophecies, the Takedown, all these things were fantasy, folklore, and, you know, things that didn't matter. But their book, the holiest of holy, says, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not lie, thou shalt not kill. And they worked their way over Turtle Island, doing exactly that. And now today, they're saying, don't teach that. We don't want people to know what our ancestors were like. But the light of truth and the light of the Creator, it's in all of you. You know the truth. So that's what we need. We need you. We're asking for your help. There's not many of us left, maybe 3 or 4 million in the United States and Canada. And there's no way we can do this alone. We need your help. We need your help. Thank you.
That was In the River performance. We're going to try to do a couple quick interviews and probably bring it down after that. Thank you all for tuning in. This is Nico from Unicorn Art. We're here live in St. Paul. Give us a few moments to read center ourselves and bring an interviewee in here. As we wait for a few moments, just want to hype you all to go to unicornriot.ninja. You'll find more information as to why this event took place the way it did. We have an interview with Mike Forcia talking about basically what happened the day of the Columbus statue takedown in June 2020, as well as what he was hoping to do with this performance. We will also have another couple interviews up at some point in the next period of time that'll come from Karthik, who is the director, along with Mike Forcia. And so we'll feature some of their voices as to why they were doing what they were doing and some of the history behind this performance. You can stay right there if you want.
Let me stand up.
Yeah, please. I'll get you the mic.